Yes, we'll rally round the rally once again.
The falsetto to the chest voice is not.
And he sounds nervous.
What key is that? Non-binary?
Holy moly. I think capped off by the disaster we saw breaking out of, the stock markets around the world, really. It all started with Japan. Well, it actually started Friday.
Yes.
Friday was a huge down day across the board.
And people have to remember, they're going to reduce it by roughly 50,000 jobs. They always do. From every month, especially with this administration. They come out with this much, then they say, we're going to take 52,000 jobs off that. Just accidentally added 52,000 jobs to, lie to us, because that's what they do in the Mockingbird media. So it's going to be even worse. And I think Japan was responding to that, because they know that they lie about the jobs. And so, but I saw the Nikkei, I think you pronounce it, crumbling. South Korea stopped trading. It was bad. Today, we lost over 1,000 on the Dow. And I don't see it getting better anytime. There's going to be a little buyback tomorrow. People want the profits, but this could be. We've been waiting for the big crush. We said it's going to be economic. We said there's going to be violent, and there might be food related. It's coming down right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of volatility out there. Unfortunately, for people with their 401ks, those 401ks are now being unburdened by what they used to have in them. If you want to attribute that to the Kamala thing.
Polls open at 6 a.m. I'm top of the ballot. Let's save Missouri.
Yeah, change Missouri.
I love her.
Isn't she awesome? If you do an X or a Twitter search for her, you'll find all her ads. All her ads are all great.
Are they?
Yeah. She really is.
She's saucy.
She really is. Yeah, she's what they'd call a spicy Latina.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A Spitfire, if you will.
Yes.
There you go.
So vote for her. I'd pull the lever for her if I could, but I'm here in New York and I can't vote in Missouri.
I might tonight.
Hey, I don't know what you're saying. Speaking of pulling things, let's do some sports.
And the base election is San Francisco and Minneapolis versus the rest of the country. It is the riots of 2020, mostly peaceful, burned down police stations, versus the rest of the country. It is radical, hard left as you can get, Tim Walz and Kamala Harris versus the rest of the country. It is. We need to reimagine policing, abortion on demand, illegals driver's licenses so they can vote. Middle America go screw off versus the rest of the country. That's what's the base election now. Communism, Marxism, leftism, anarchy is on the ballot. It is absolutely on the ballot. The most radical far-left ticket that we could have ever dreamed of getting, we have now gotten. Josh Shapiro would have been a firewall to that. He would have brought an important state with its electoral votes. He's very well liked, but it did not matter because the Hamas wing of this party grows by the day, and that is what played out as more important and really what they could not get around and would not accept is anyone, and he's not at all centrist or to the middle, Shapiro, but his last name Shapiro was a non-starter for this party. You know, Governor Tim Walz renamed a street.
Yes, I know.
In Minnesota.
I saw the picture. I was just standing in
and signed it in purple ink.
Yeah, I know.
Now, is this a problem for you?
Come on.
Because he dedicated it to Prince.
No way. In fact, I have a lot of friends that are, Prince fans, and they go, "Oh, this could be good for the election." This guy, I felt like saying, "Oh, I'm going to change my vote," but I didn't. I was nice. I just let it go. But no, of course not. No, I mean, that was a lot of work, and all he did was sign the bill. That governor, he did nothing else, like they usually do. Nothing.
All right,
else.
just checking.
Yeah. I was just on that highway last month, Big D. Come on. All right, good pickup by your sister. I know that was all over the media. All right, Major League Baseball. Let's get to some scores right now.
His word, you were going to change parties.
No.
Might be dressing in blue instead of pink tonight.
No. Like my head examined. All right, here we go.
Did you report on the finish from the 1500? The race?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just well, we had a photo finish of it, so I wanted to make sure. I just wanted to see it.
What was the time there?
Wanted to make sure you reported on it.
Okay.
And did you see in the crowd? I think the traveling gnome was there too.
Hey, hey, look who's in the background.
Oh, look at Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin made it. I was clearly
come
like
on.
in third.
I mean, man.
You were winking while you're running. That's pretty good.
Well, that's true. No
Yeah,
problem.
so- all right, what else is
that
going
was a
on?
sprint to the end.
Democrat vice presidential nominee Tim Walz has described himself as, quote, a veteran of Operation Enduring Freedom, end quote, the official name of the U.S. government's war in Afghanistan following the September 11th attacks. But Walz never deployed to the Middle East. And when an Iraq war veteran confronted Walz's aides with evidence of what he called stolen valor, his aides didn't do much to address his concerns. At a first-time congressional candidate back in 2006, Walz's campaign announcement described him as a, quote, a veteran of Operation Enduring Freedom, end quote. An archived version of the press release shows. 2 years earlier, in 2004, Walz organized a protest against then-President George W. Bush in Minnesota. A photo of that rally shows Walz carrying a sign reading, Enduring Freedom Veterans for Kerry. Such a title historically applies to someone who served on the ground in Afghanistan during the global war on terrorism. Walz, a 24-year veteran of the Army National Guard, which in itself is commendable. That's great. Spent time in Norway in support of NATO forces and in Italy working in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. He had never seen combat.
I'll take my kick in the butt for the NRA. I spent 25 years in the Army, and I hunt. And I gave the money back, and I'll tell you what I have been doing. I've been voting for common sense legislation that protects the Second Amendment, but we can do background checks. We can do CDC research. We can make sure we don't have reciprocal carry among states, and we can make sure that those weapons of war that I carried in war is the only place where those weapons are at.
So he said he carried weapons.
That's just not
war.
true. And that's just not true. And that's not just like a little bubblegum lie. Especially for guys who did. Who did do that. It's not just something you just throw out there to try to make a point because you're talking to a group and you figure, well, who's going to care or no?
Right. Who's going to check?
They all care. And they should. That's not just a little something like, oh, well, I was just making a point. No, you weren't. You're fabricating your record. That's the definition of stolen valor when you look it up. You put yourself in a place in supposed war that you were not. In danger that you were not. In some third world hellhole that you were not. Like the guys who actually were there.
Of course, from MyPillow and all the great stuff they have. Again, my favorite has to be the bath sheet. Just a big, huge towel. Yes, I step out of my shower and I wrap myself in the comfort of that. It's just awesome.
Hey, you were talking about that Friday night.
I know,
You really
I
got a
love
thing
it.
for that thing.
Because
Nice.
every time I come before I get here, I take a shower before I come to do the show. So the last thing, before I put on clothes, the last thing that touches my body is Mike Lindell's MyPillow.
Nice.
Huge
What
bath
color is
sheet.
it?
It's a blue.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's a nice blue, and I enjoy it. So thank you.
One of the local cops, he's got his camera on, and he says, I effing told the Secret Service to effing put someone on that effing building, and they effing told me that they had men for the building. But no one was there except for the smelly, pimply-faced incel who tried to take out our president.
Yeah, according to some of the reports, too, is that when it comes down to who was in charge, and we talked about this last night, the site agent, the agent who was in charge of the site, this was her first time. Her first time running something like this. They said she was unprepared. She was incompetent. She changed all the rules. She wasn't doing the same quality of security that they normally expect. It was a disaster waiting to happen, and it all seems to be perfect. Have somebody who doesn't know what they're doing at the first time at a situation like this in a venue like this. And all of a sudden, it just so happens that's the exact same day that some 20-year-old kid outsmarts everybody in the Secret Service and gets on the roof and takes 8 shots.
Hi, this is Tim.
It's Kamala Harris. Good morning, Governor.
Good morning, Madam Vice President.
Listen, I want you to do this with me. Let's do this together. Would you be my running mate and let's get this thing on the road?
I would be honored, Madam Vice President.
The joy that you're bringing back to the country, the enthusiasm that's out there, it'll be a privilege to take this with you across the country.
Well, let me tell you, I have just the utmost respect for you. I have really enjoyed our work together. You understand our country. You have dedicated yourself to our country in so many different and beautiful ways. And we're going to do this. We're going to win. And we're going to unify our country and remind everyone that we are fighting for the future for everyone. So let's get out there and get this done, okay?
Let's do it. Do the work in front of us. Let's win this thing.
That's right. All right, buddy. I'll see you soon. Take care. Thank you. Okay.
See you later.
Bye.
Oh, man.
That was terrible.
That was tacky.
I mean,
Hey,
Tacky.
let's make you look normal. Put on one of them hats.
yeah,
you use
this
when
is
you go,
Tim. This is Tim.
Oh, this is Tim speaking.
when you go shooting ducks. Put on one of them hats so people think you're one of them. But put on some white shoes and some khakis so you kind of look normal. Stop. That is stupid. Nobody knows that. Nobody thinks that's real.
He was just sitting there waiting for that.
Yeah, he
call,
was
too.
sitting there. He was sitting there by the window.
right by his clock there.
Yeah.
Clock.
This is Tim. Come on, who's calling here? Oh,
Madam Vice President.
The clock is probably stopped and only right twice a day.
I was just cleaning my 12 gauge before I go out and rustle up some mallards in my white sneakers.
let's just hear that.
What a
Let's just hear
D-bag.
that one more time. Let me just hear this one more time.
One ring you
Hi, this is Tim.
Hi, this is Tim.
It's Kamala Harris. Good.
Hi, it's
off,
Kamala Harris.
on one ring.
right off the top. Nobody answers that phone that quickly.
Nobody.
No
Half a
one.
ring.
Kamala Harris has decided she will not attend the Fox debate. So the only debate she's going to agree to is the ABC one on September 10th. And she says that any other further debates will be talked about after or, maybe before, but the only one they're going to agree to, the first one, is going to be September 10th. So as of right now, that'll be the only debate that she's officially going to agree to. So all this talk, he's afraid, he's backing out, he's afraid that. Well, he agreed to 3 of them today that he told us about, and she's only agreed to 1.
I bet you he'd do one tomorrow if she said, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow, right now on Fox.
He would
Let's
do
go.
it. He would do one every day, and he should if he could with her. The more unscripted situations you can get her in, the better. Which obviously they know. It's just like she's just a younger version, but mentally the same as Biden. They know they can't get her in those positions, or she's going to get creamed.
Right, and she doesn't even have dementia. And she's actually worse than Biden.
Yes.
Because he actually could pull
Has
it off.
some excuse.
Yeah. When he was her age, he could pull it off.
When you're about to win an Olympic medal, but your massive bleep gets in the way while the whole world watches in slow motion, one user X wrote. So anyway, they went on and on about this poor guy, but keeping him with ongoing double entendres, Amorati called it a big disappointment. It's a big disappointment, he told the French Athletics Federation. I'm a bit gutted because I didn't miss anything on the third attempt at 5.7 meters, but what I did miss was a bit of jumping and training and fine-tuned settings. Well, he should have set himself a little differently. Maybe he would have got over the pole, Big D, but anyway,
maybe he was using the wrong pole.
Unlike him, I'm going to keep this short. And
is this a problem that most Amaratis run into? Just
evidently not.
Come on, one sec. What's going on here?
I don't know, man, but that was a tough one. I think I need a stiff drink after that story.
270 is very clear what he needs to do, where he needs to play, where he needs to win, what he can't win and still get there. The game plan, it's all in front of them now. Now it's about getting on message and draw the distinction as that quick ad does in a minute. You want to be able to afford groceries again? You want to be able to go to the gas station and afford gas? You sick of choosing between heating your house and paying your credit card bill? Are you sick of seeing your kids not be able to get a mortgage? Are you sick of seeing your credit cards go up and your savings go down? Are you sick of the crime in the streets? Do you want to be able to walk around your big city or your city at night and not worry about getting mugged, raped, or killed? Are you worried about 12 million illegals coming into the country and all of them getting licenses and the right to vote? Are you worried about killing kids in the 9th month right up to the day of birth? Is that where the country's at? Everybody has to land in the same place? Socialism, Bernie Sanders, that's where the country's at? I don't think so. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I don't think so. Sick of going to Costco and coming out and having to spend $400 for 2 bags of stuff? I think so. You want to see the country go to $60 trillion in debt over the next 8 years, 12 years? I don't think so. That's where we're headed. You want to see a Supreme Court, as Joe Biden's laid out, with 18-year term limits and no filibuster and packing of the court and 14, 15 liberal whack judges deciding what's a right and what's not a right for you? I don't think so. That's what's on the ballot.
Rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom.
Oh my God.
We will rally from the hills.
This is like a talent contest.
Maybe it's the Star Dangle Spanner.
Shouting the battle cry of freedom.
He's a DEI hire.